one. Okay, this is already true. Okay, so this is already true. And today our live stream topics will be this. So I'll be going through why you should do live streams. It might feel a bit daunting at the start, but it's actually not that complex. And today I'm just trying to demyth all this complexity and a lot of technical stuff. It sounds a little bit scary, but then once you get used to it, the build up is actually quite okay. And the very different tips on live streaming, the top mistakes that people make during live streaming, which you're unknowingly actually doing it, but then you all don't know, and how to really engage with your viewers, because live stream, one of the best reason why you should do live stream is the engagement. If you don't use the engagement, then it's really no point to letting you do live stream itself, because you're not fully utilizing the power of engagement. Now, of course, we're going through the basic and the elaborate setup, and I will end with the course update. If you don't know what I'm talking about, actually there's this video marketing academy that I started that I wanted to kind of have a more in-depth conversation and not just doing this like 1 hour session, because I felt like it's too limited. And to give more value, this 1 hour session doesn't cut it lah. So I want to make sure that I wanted to put it out there lah. Okay, so let me see. So before I start the class, I wanted to I need you guys like to pay attention a little bit, because this is actually like a workshop. It's like a little sneak preview of my 6 weeks course. Yeah, because this will be the last week 6 of the course, which I'll be going through. So I'm actually giving you a little bit sneak peek of how the workshop is usually conducted. So what I need from you guys is to pay attention. Make sure that you guys are sit at a quiet space, putting your earpiece, make sure you're comfortable, ready to write notes, because it's quite chunky. So I want to make sure that you guys are writing notes while listening through lah. And you also need you to participate. So if I ask you any questions, or I need some sort of engagement, I would really appreciate it if you could type in the comments below, because this is one of the only few ways that I could engage through such methods. So I hope you guys are observing how I actually conduct. So while I'm doing this conducting, you can actually observe a real live stream, how it should be conducted. So adding all these little elements inside could increase your engagement level. Yeah. So in return, my promise to you is this workshop will give you I'll deliver as much as I can the value in this 1 hour session. I will share all my secrets in live streaming as much as I can, so that you have a clearer picture when you are hosting your own live streams. Okay, so without further ado, I just want to go straight to why you should do live stream. But if you have conducted before, or you have think of conducting before, or if you have seen someone do live stream before, I would want to ask you why you should do live streams. I want to kind of see your own insights before I kind of put in. So any ideas, if you could kind of give me your own thoughts of why you should do live streams, I would want to kind of hear your comments, and do type in so that I could kind of know where is your stand on live streams, because based on your particular beliefs and your views, I can kind of like morph the live stream sessions today a little bit different. Yeah. So while you guys kind of think and type on the comments, I will want to kind of share my own insights. Okay, these are the 3 key reasons why you should do live streams. So do write down no if you need to, but I'll go through one by one first. So the first reason why is because live streaming grows your audience. We are growing audience because now we can't do face-to-face, or there's very little chance to do physical right now. So the best chance is to be able to grow your live audience, and it allows your viewers to kind of see the different side of you. Yeah, because technically talking to a camera and it's just this dynamic that is very different. It's through this screen relationship. I call it a screen relationship because it's just created another new platform instead of the physical face-to-face. And you can grow much faster also because you can add in more students, and you can technically handle more students in that sense. So you can grow, because for my example, I want to use a little bit of case study. Is initially when I started video marketing, technically it's story time, so I should play story music. Yeah. Okay, much better. Okay, so technically when I haven't started doing live stream yet, I'm doing video marketing for clients, right? So that is only my target audience. So it's my pool of students, or technically my pool of clients lah. Then as I go into COVID, then I went into education because I wanted to kind of change the business model in that sense. So I added this live stream element inside my business model lah. So a little bit of education and sharing, but mainly pro bono or almost free, like this kind of live session. And I actually acquired new pool of target audience. One of the group of audience is actually you guys lah. People that are watching, people that are more wanted to learn more or want to apply. This relationship that I built is actually through live stream. In fact, most of you guys that joined, I didn't even get to see you guys face to face, real life. And through this live stream, I actually know a whole group of people, new ones, that could actually value add to that I can value add to them, and vice versa. Sometimes they could actually introduce me more leads, more sales. Ultimately, live streams, you want to grow audience is to get more leads, more sales, right? I'm not going to sugarcoat all this because it is true, but ultimately the approach and the heart must start at the right place, where you are truly sharing live streams for the sake of helping people, which I believe all of you guys are doing it for the sake of that, and that actually increase your network, increase your reach. Yeah, this is one case study that I had, because I never knew I will have a new pool of target audience. I actually thought it will be the same group of people that will be attracted. So end up sometimes when you're doing live stream, you are trying to attract A, right? Then end up B actually comes in, because it might be because you don't know that you are actually attracting this group of people. Yeah, so I'm talking about increasing reach is not the people that you actually know, but increasing the reach that people that actually you don't know. Yeah, so let me see the comments. Ush actually say, I've been thinking about it, but haven't planned the content, and the biggest hurdle is no or low views. Oh, perfect observation, Ush. I had the same feeling, which I will go through later on, this observation, which is very, very normal of planning content and also hurdles lah. Yeah, this part I will talk about a little bit later, so hang on tight, I'll be going through that, because yeah, this is one of the good observations that people usually make before that. But I want to go to the second point, which is live stream actually reduces cost. Knowing you guys usually have to find venues or like spaces to kind of do your own face-to-face, so it's not just trainers but also coaches that are doing like kind of indoor training sessions that are not very cost effective lah. And after a while, your overhead costs will just keep increasing, right? And not actually doing live streams may feel like, hey, I don't have to actually have a space. Now everybody have the mindset of like, hey, we can just attend a Zoom training or Zoom webinar or live stream to learn something already. So the whole public, last time before COVID, people are still not very open to that idea, but right now people are actually very comfortable with it, and the whole mentality shift. So the business actually shifted to people are more open to Zoom rather than last time where people are still a little bit reserved. It's like, you never do face-to-face means you are not very qualified, not very zai. But in that sense, right, people are now really open. It's like, okay, means experts are also going into Zoom. Why not we all go into Zoom? Means the students are also very open to it. And the quality may dip a bit, depends on how you conduct the class and what are you teaching. Because some things maybe just cannot teach in Zoom, but you could pluck out elements of it that could lead you to a face-to-face session. So maybe it could be like a sneak peek session where you can just explain the why and what, maybe the how. You could do it on the face-to-face, so you could use it as like a channeling, like a funnel to the face-to-face session or to the more elaborate sessions that you have, and use it more of like an introductory session, like a free session, like a free trial session that people could kind of like pay attention to. And this ultimately saves you cost lah, so you don't have to keep doing it on face-to-face. Yeah. Oh, Pavma, hello. Hi Pavma, I didn't know you are here. So doing live stream, can you see us? Unlike Zoom where you can see each other. Okay, doing live streams on Facebook or on actually now YouTube, I can't really see your expression and your face. I do really hope to see that, but I wanted to kind of split that into two, because I think a lot of people are trying to milk the whole system, which I don't truly believe. When you are doing a YouTube live or Facebook live, it's a presentation, it's not a dialogue. A presentation where you are like, I am talking, mostly me talking, or maybe having Janine talk, share with us her thoughts and views when I need her to pop in. But then ultimately it's actually you as a host to talk to your consumers or your viewers lah, or interested viewers. You can get them to get engaged with you through the small ask. I call it the small ask, the comments, the likes, the share. And talking about share, I would really love you guys that are watching on YouTube to give a share right now to your Facebook audience. Yeah, we wanted to do two platform streaming, but then there are some technical issues that I don't want to delve into. But what Papa is trying to say is, could we do like a face-to-face, right? The answer is no, because you want to make sure that when you're doing streaming, right, now is a open space, a public space. You are supposed to present something to the masses. But if you're doing a Zoom call, right, it's more of like a closed door event. So I want to make that very clear that it's actually better if you do a closed door event for Zoom, so that you can really engage, like a next level engagement. And frankly speaking, if you are doing a Zoom, if you don't do the proper engagement technique, which I'll be sharing later, even if you have a Zoom, you can see face to face, it doesn't really help, because you are not engaging them. So in fact, most of them, if you don't even ask them to on their video, you can't even see them. So you notice that most of the Zoom calls are actually off the camera, and like, you know, there's zero engagement, because you guys didn't even apply the engagement techniques. Yeah, because you have to consistently tell people, or having a conversation in the comments. So in fact, now it's more effective because I'm literally addressing. But with a small audience, that's your superpower actually. Having no views or low views actually is good. Like, because right now I can see it's actually 9 viewers right now watching from my software. And because I can it's only 9, I can literally engage when the questions pop up. And this is why I strongly encourage you guys to still do live stream even with low viewers, because you can literally answer questions immediately. If it's like, Eric Feng, that kind where they have like 200, 300 people and they just flood the question, they just keep typing, you may miss out questions. And it's not they don't want to answer, sometimes you just missed out. And if you are running a live stream alone, like I'm running alone, I need time to see and sift, and I still have to host. So there's only that much one person can do. So actually having low viewership is actually normal. So I'll make that clear first. Yeah. So you can actually consider, applying or doing first, because you need to kind of go through the process, planning your content and doing a few. So that another thing is more of like consistency. Live stream is about consistency. And if you do it the wrong way, you will feel burnout, which I don't want. So later I'll tell you how you actually won't feel so burnout, planning your own live streams lah. Yeah. Okay. So comes to the last point. Audience engagement. See, I'll say engagement again. Engagement is very, very important, because it's one of the beautiful things about live streams. If you are just talking to the camera and not engaging to your viewers, right, then you are wasting so much of your effort planning. They end up no one watch lah. So thanks Pavma. You see, when you guys talk, I can literally see, because I'm not gonna it's the best part about this is like that you can literally see the comments and really engage with them. It's not about what content really, it's really about you and the people. But of course, content is important at the start, because you have to attract them, right? So when I say like, you can live stream with ease without having the difficulty of a lot of technical issues, right? And when you see that before the stream, you'll be like, okay, that's something that I could apply. So of course, standard copywriting still have to do lah, because you have to hook them, right? So when you do a video, there's a hook. Same thing like when you're doing an event, you have a hook them into live stream, then you engage, because that's where you actually build up the relationship. So the last point is audience engagement. So you need to talk to your audience, understand and make connection with them. And the beauty about this kind of engagement is every live stream is different, because every comment comes in is very organic. It's not scripted. So I don't know what you're gonna tell me. I also don't know what I'm gonna respond. It's an immediate response. So it felt like I'm meeting Padma, I'm meeting Ush, like for the first time on stream. It feels like it's like a dating process, right? So it's like, I get to know you guys. Then when you guys talk, it just feel like, okay, so you are doing this, So it's this kind of organic approach that I like and I love about live stream. But of course, if you do it wrongly, or you just feel like you're just talking to the camera, or you feel like you're talking to yourself, but actually you're not. Imagine these 11 people, now it's 11 people. Imagine these 11 people right now in a room with you, in a small room, just trying to visualize, okay? Imagine them sitting in a room in a circle, looking at you. 11 people actually is quite a lot, right? Like, you see, if everybody is watching you, you are obligated to talk to these 11 people. It feels like live stream is just like, 11 people, then you might not, because you don't physically see them. But if you quantify them into a room, in a small room, it's actually quite a bit of people paying attention to your live stream, which is actually quite okay. So don't let the numbers pull you down. It's actually okay. In fact, it's your superpower. So embrace the weakness, make that your strength. Okay. Next point. Okay, so the next point I'm gonna tell you is the top tips for live streaming. And you might be questioning like, what these are the main few points lah. Please write notes, or what you want to screenshot, please do so. I'm not going to stop you for that. But the first point is always very important, which is always market it out. Why I say is the most important tip is because everybody only get confused or get stressed about the hosting the live stream itself. But actually the main problem is the before the live stream. I mean, apart from planning lah, where Ush actually talk about planning your content, right? Okay, that's important. But then before that, you should market your live stream, because having people to commit X number of time, which is about an hour, 2 hours tops for a live stream, is a huge commitment. Like in fact, one of my student, Alan, can't be able to attend today's session. He messaged me and said, hey, I can't attend, Yan Chong, I have something to go. So you cannot assume people are gonna like come in at the time that you set. There are better things to do, to them there are different priorities, right? So they could be doing something that is more important than your live stream. So apart from giving them a reason to watch, some people, if you are really interested, they will ask you for a link for like, oh, okay, could I attend after the live stream is over, more of like an encore, like what I'm doing right now. Some people, they choose to do live stream in the sense of they encore it, but they reset the time, like maybe they could do the following week, but then they are playing the previous live stream as a live stream. So it's like an encore live stream kind of approach. If your content don't really sway too much, like if you're just gonna do the same topic, then it could be good. But because I already promised Janine that I want to do a proper raw live stream approach that is more sincere lah, Ultimately, live stream, if you're doing a pre-recorded one, it's not as strong as the one that you're doing right now, because if someone is talking about talking on the comments, it might not be appropriate because it's already playing. So doing a live stream, the beauty of it is because you can do it like at these instant moments. Not saying that you can't, but then doing an encore is actually good. So in that sense, okay, so always market it out before you do the live stream. Ideally, it's about 7 days before. So the ideal timing is about 7 days. Then maybe 3 more. I call it the 7-3-1. So 7 days, then 3 days before you promote again. Then 1 day before you promote again. In fact, 1 hour before you can also promote. Like say like, hey, we are going live in an hour. These are the things I'm going to talk about, and we will see you there. Which I think Pavma actually saw it either on Facebook or on WhatsApp that I managed to talk into the BBSG community lah, and I'll be saying, I'll be going live, and you feel like it's your thing, please do join us. Because when you're doing a live stream, it's usually a more targeted audience. So don't just do for a general public audience, do it for a niche audience that you are looking at. So today is really live 101, that people that want to do live for their own business. It's not live stream for fun, it's not live stream for kids, it's live stream for people that want to do for your business. So that's why you have to be very specific, because if you are targeting the masses, right, they end up the people that watch, right, will get confused, or they might not find relevant pointers because you are not talking to their needs. Yeah. So the next point is don't complicate your process. I think when you talk about live stream, it feels like, there's camera gears, there is like you need to prepare like this and that, you have a lot of notes that you need to say, then like what if you didn't engage well enough, I always say you have to simplify the process. And when I say simplify the process, it's not just the technicality part. I will go through the technicality part later, but I'm talking about the process of like what Ush is talking about. So you plan the content, and using the content, you slowly go into the how you should script the thing. Like for me, right, I think I can share my screen right now so that you can see. You see this particular chunk that I'm highlighted? This is actually the notes that I'm going to say, so that I know exactly when to flash whatever screens, whatever things I need to say, so that you can actually see the whole process lah. So when I'm doing a planning process, right, about what content, I will have to do proper research. And I don't know whether you guys will do research, and I don't know whether you guys will attend my previous live stream about content research. If you missed out, then do let me know in the comments below that you guys want to learn research topics. Then you guys can have like 10 weeks worth of content that you can share. I don't plug this content out of the blue. One of the ways is I research based on you guys. So you notice sometimes I'll ask like, if you have any questions, any pain points that you want to do regarding video marketing or marketing, please let me know in the comments below so that I can actually understand what problems you guys are facing. That's where I plug the ideas from into the next week's stream. And if you notice, I always do this because I need to plug ideas from you guys. It has to be a real problem with the actual viewers. It can't be something that you plug from the sky and expect it to happen, because they won't find it important. And ultimately, I'm serving you guys. I'm not serving an imaginary problem that I'm creating. So researching topics can come from the community. Researching topics could come from online. So if you want, or Papa, you want to learn research topic, yep, I can give you the stream later on. If you guys, anyone still wants to, let me know so I can directly contact you guys on the live stream. So I actually do a live stream about how to research topics, some ideas that you can plug on, so you can actually have ready topics. So make sure that, of course you don't have to like plan like 12 weeks straight lah. I'm just saying that you could kind of research maybe for a month, like maybe 4 weeks, 4 times. Then you kind of put these 4 first. Make sure that you start marketing out close to the date, so that you have enough time to kind of do it lah. But of course, sometimes as human we will be a bit lazy, or you know. So ideally, I would what I should actually better done was I do one topic in 2 weeks. So first week you do the first one, second week you do the encore, which is right now, because sometimes people might miss out, right? So you have one more so that people can catch up. Then you can stretch it out lor, so you can actually double it. So instead of 12, now you can do 24 weeks. Which actually we are trying to stretch the lifespan, right? And then a lot of people don't repurpose their live stream, which is kind of wasted. And if you notice recently, I've been posting a lot of content that is repurposing it. Like using this live stream, I can actually repurpose out into small chunks, bite size, onto Instagram, onto Facebook. A lot of people are not doing that. Just doing live stream and just leave it, which is a big mistake, because you plan so hard, right, for researching the topic, planning, scripting to live stream, and you don't do the post marketing part, which is damn wasteful. But repurposing it is another topic. I can't share because it's part of the week 6 course, and it won't be fair to the students that are already applying it, and I have to be fair lah, so I have to draw the line very clear. Today is just about planning and live streaming. Post live streaming, actually there are more things, but I'm not going to share because of the time constraints. Yes, Damien, I know you want. If you have my contact or you don't have, please let me know also, because I'm not sure which Damien. It could be Janine's side of the SG Fitness. I'll get the contact directly from her, then I can share the link personally to you. Okay. And the last one is spend a little bit more if you want the ease and control. And I know this is something that everybody wants. Everyone says you all want to save money, right? And you all want to have the cheapest way to do the most quality work. But as a video guy, as a video producer guy, I can tell you there's some limitations to basic setup, and sometimes if you pay a little bit more, you have more control. Like if you notice why my live stream is a little bit different, it's because I pay a little bit more. Not saying that you should copy paste what I'm doing. I'm just saying that sometimes having this like paid softwares could increase the engagement. Like, you know, sometimes when I'm flashing this kind of comments on my stream, right, you will notice that wow, why you can flash comment, like, oh, why you can play like this kind of sound effect, wow, then you can play like brah kind of sound effect when you kind of add all this. Then sometimes you can add like, you know, this kind of interactivity screen and stuff. It's because these are all paid stuff that could really enhance your live stream. These are the technicality that can make it a lot simpler. What I'm using it is really simplify, so that I don't have to think too much. I can just click into the button, then I can literally have the sound effects. So yeah, once I press it, you can literally have the sound effect and it actually makes it more interactive. And this is how you increase. So when you pay a little bit more money, you actually have more controls in what you can flash and what you can't flash. And overall, it actually benefit you if you are doing listen carefully, if you are doing for long term. If you are just doing for fun, you know, try out, basic setup is okay. Really, basic setup is okay. You don't have to complicate stuff. What I'm trying to say is I wanted to give the best experience for people that are watching. So that's why I don't mind paying a little bit more than people that are doing for free, because I want to do something like this. Yeah, so things like this, I wanted to kind of increase this kind of effect. It actually makes it more of like live show rather than just talking to the camera like that without anything. And if I don't show any diagrams or anything, it doesn't make sense for me to say such a in-depth stuff, right? And you notice if there's a lot of like technical stuff or words that you want to use, it's still best that if you flash something that make people be able to connect your points. If not, you are just chanting out, right? It's just very hard for people to visualize. Okay, so these are the 3 main tips. Okay, so one fun fact, right, is do you know that people are actually impatient creatures, and you have to make sure that your live stream is less than an hour if you are solo streaming. When I say solo streaming means like if you're just one person lah. If it's just you alone, then it's best that you keep it shorter, because I have actually did a survey, or I actually reached out to the community and asked a question like, what are the like pet peeves that you like hate about live streams? Then the main thing people actually say is too long. Too long, too draggy, people are chanting a lot of stuff. They're not going to the main points. They like to chitter chatter. Then no engagement somehow. They just like, this is like 50 tips you need to know. Then I just chant out all 50 tips, but then it just doesn't help. So that's why sometimes I just shorten, instead of, actually I have 7 tips, but then I just stream out to 3 main tips, because that's the whole point, right? Like you just want to plug and go. So to me, this live stream show is actually about plugging the information that I have, straight away apply to the things that you already want to apply. So once you watch this, you have much more clarity on how you should apply live stream and what you should do. I don't want you to kind of, I tell you like 50 things, then you get confused, then again you'll be overwhelmed like whoosh, then you have analysis paralysis. So no point, right? So ultimately I want you to kind of apply that. So people are actually impatient, so make sure that your stream is actually short enough, bite size, so that people can apply straight away. But of course, compared to other like other contents like picture lah, video lah, short videos, or like stories, live stream has the most number of like retainability. So if you are watching it, like if you are watching a live stream, people could accept like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So that's considered quite a chunk. You as a creator should shorten how to summarize it within 30 to 40 minutes. So sometimes you have to sacrifice, you can't maybe show all 5, maybe you can show 3, so that people could actually understand better. How could you simplify the process for people? So I think that's the challenge for you guys to kind of think about your contents that you want to share. You have to simplify the process for your people that are watching. So that is your goal in live stream. You shouldn't drag too much, but you should dive into that process with the viewers. Watch from their perspective. Can they understand? Because there's a fun fact. I actually read something. It's called like I think it's called the education curse, or like the knowledge curse. People that, like for example, you guys do fitness, right? So you already know all the routines and stuff. You already know like, what kind of stretches, what kind of angle you should do your stretches, right? But for a beginner that comes into your live stream, they don't even know the right and the wrong way. So you cannot just assume that they know. You have to kind of really simplify it to the level that people really don't understand. And this is why I like to do all the 101s, because there are more people in the masses that really don't know, and they will really don't know what you're talking about. So you really have to simplify. So you think you are simplified already, right? Sometimes you have to even simplify more. You might actually get more questions if you simplify, and you will actually understand the true problems people are facing. So Padma asks, right, another question is, I see 109 subscribers where it's coming from. If 12 people are seeing you, is it true that you won't know who is watching unless they chat or review themselves on the chat? Yes, if you are doing live stream on YouTube, even though you have 109 subscribers, the funny thing about YouTube is sometimes you all don't use a real name. So I can't really understand who is who. Yeah, so they can't really identify themselves, but then again, they are still real viewers talking to you. So you can just ask them, how may I address you, so they can actually better understand. I know there's a temptation to use Zoom, to use Zoom as a live stream, but you will feel like there's a disconnect. If you are watching it, okay, I want to plug a real example. Like BBSG, they did a live stream every month, right? They do Zoom, then later they have one that they want to kind of broadcast to Facebook to stretch the reach, right? You notice that people don't really engage with you when you're in Facebook. So if they have questions, people might miss out lah. So as a live streamer, as a one-person crew, I'm taking it as simple as possible. I'm simplifying it. How could you do a live stream on Zoom, engaging both platforms, Zoom and Facebook? it doesn't make sense because it's just people start asking questions and stuff, then you will miss out. And when people feel missed out, right, or left out, they will have a negative experience, and I don't want it to happen. Like today we want to do both Facebook and YouTube, right? But I told Janine to help me check whether Facebook still have it, and now Facebook doesn't really appear, and I don't want to have forcefully do the restream just for the sake of having more reach, but target on the people that you really want to help. And if they feel that it's related to them, they will come to your Zoom / they will come into your YouTube live stream. Something that is very, very important. So when I'm looking at YouTube, right, I won't know who they are unless they self-identify themselves. So I hope that answers your questions. Okay, so next slide. Top mistakes. Oh yeah, my favorite part. People that most of them actually commit the mistakes, but they don't know that they made the mistake. So these are the things that are like no lah. So the first mistake is actually not consistent. You guys you might not know, if you are doing live stream, right, it's best that you commit like a series. After doing for 14 weeks straight, right, I can tell you that being consistent is one of the hardest things to do, because if you happy come into Facebook, happy come into Zoom, maybe, and it's not, when I say consistent, I'm talking about the day and the time also. Like if you do like 10 a.m. like right now, you can't do other sessions like happy 9 p.m. then happy like 2 p.m. If you keep fluctuating like that, right, people will lose you, and people won't feel like you are genuine because you always jump over the platform just to see like how you can get the mass audience. But you should always do consistently, because again, if your content is good, right, people will still rewatch it on Facebook, people will still rewatch it on YouTube if you choose to remain at that platform. Because sometimes the goal, right, is sometimes it's not at the actual stream. Sometimes the goal is the people that rewatch. In fact, I feel that sometimes people that rewatch actually ask me questions from after the stream is finished. Then I have to engage them like outside of the live stream. And this is why I always emphasize that people that have the privilege to comment on like right now, right, should actually embrace that, because people that actually missed out, right, can't even ask on the platform by itself, and end up they missed out the opportunity, and people can't learn as a group. So you are asking questions sometimes for yourself, sometimes you ask questions for the sake of the community, so that everybody could learn the main thing lah. So being consistent, very, very important, because if people just see you not sincere, not coming out true, right, then you might just lose the mass audience, because you only have 1 or 2 chance to do live stream for the sake for people to really believe what you do. If not, people will just smell that you are not consistent, then they will just leave. Like you see Eric Feng, for one example, the case study, he does it every Thursday night. If you notice, he always have a fixed time and talk about Q&A. He will address the Q&A during the live stream. He's very sharp at his delivery. He said he's just going to do this Q&A to help in different aspects of people that need help in business, and that gives people something to look forward to. Same for my live stream. I want people to look forward to my live stream every single week for the past 13-14 weeks, so that they will like, oh, okay, Thursday morning 10 a.m. is Yan Chong's live stream. I want to kind of like catch up, to watch. So even if you missed out, you also will know that it's 10 to 11, and you will purposely shape your schedule because you want to attend it, right? So that's ultimately that's the way lah. Which is better, YouTube or Facebook? Okay, Papa, not bad. You answer your own question. YouTube or Facebook? Depends on your target market. Facebook weakness is the graphic sucks. It's not even HD quality. It's just pixelated. And also depends on target market. If your target market is towards the there's an overall rule lah. Any person that is more than 35 or 40 until like 60, 70 years, so use Facebook. Anything that is below, using YouTube. So it depends on who you're targeting. I'm not gonna set for you lah. So YouTube is about 18 to 35. They are more constant users. If you want to aim even younger audience, right, like 8 to 20, right, is Twitch. A lot of people are not utilizing Twitch. And if you are aiming kids, right, kids workout, just a hint, just a little tip that I foresee, no one is tapping on Twitch. You should tap on it, because you will be the founder of it, and you might blast your channel because of that, because Twitch, the reach is still not there yet, and it's untapped. I think it's such a waste that people are not using if their target audience is youngsters, because they are all there. I mean, of course, it's a gaming platform, but other people are doing Twitch for other purposes also. So, not saying that you must go with games, but you can actually apply that. Pathma, you're asking what? It's okay to ask questions. It's good so that everybody can learn. This is the whole purpose of engagement. That's why you're applying it. Good for you. It's interesting to learn and know. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. It's my pleasure to answer because like that everybody is learning, which is good. What? Yeah. So next point. It brings me to the next point. Perfect. Not engaging. Not engaging is like you have to treat every viewer as like a face-to-face session. Like if you guys ask, it just feels like I'm talking to you, having a copy session during this 1 hour, because some people when they just do live stream, right, they just chant their slides. I have so many slides, but you don't see me like flashing it and just stop there. I like to go back and forth. I will remove the slide, I will say my point, I'll remove 5 slides, because you already know, right? I'm just gonna flash it. I will continue to talk about, I will enforce why you're not engaging. And I think it's good to have your face to be on live stream, because that's the whole point of live stream, right? To have this connection. It's like without this live stream is meaningless. You might as well do pre-recorded, because the live stream, if you're just gonna chant everything out, I think it's better that you do like pre-recorded. And sometimes when you see people just keep reading from the slides and just stuff like that, it's just not a pleasant experience, because I can literally plug information online if I want to. I don't need someone to read for me, because it's just on the slides. And if you can't add on the points that you already write, right, then something is really, really wrong. Means you're not very clear about your points. And when I put these points on the point charts, right, I want to make sure that I can strongly elaborate on the point. So engagement, very, very important. Okay, then the last one is reading scripts. If you notice that my slides or my point forms when I write on my scripts, right, nobody just read scripts with no emotions, right? Like if you just read like okay, well, I flash my screen again. If you're gonna see these things, right, you see top tips on live stream, top mistakes, then here are the tips to engage your clients, right? I don't read like not engaging in is an element that makes streams really interesting. I don't read like that, because if I read like that, then it doesn't feel authentic. It just feels like I'm just reading a script. And that's why, okay, there's a tip when you're doing scripting. Always write one whole essay first of what you want to say, then you summarize it. Like when kids, they do a summary, right? Like they read, or when you read a book, then the back or the front got the synopsis of the whole thing, right? You should apply that to your own live stream into point forms. So your synopsis, it should be point form. When people read, people understand, okay, so these are the things that we want to say, these are the 5 points, these are the 3 points, what are the elaboration, and you should be able to elaborate based on different things. So that's why I always use case study, because it ingrains in my head. Like if I use this thing, then I can just straight away relink the day when I use point 1 or point 2. It should be naturally in your head, so that people can visualize it. And if you don't use visualization tools, you just write saying facts, right? You notice that your brain cannot register. So it's always good to have a case study to support. So for example, reading scripts, right? At the very start, you can even bring out a time where you actually read scripts and how you feel about it and how people actually tell you about it. So in my case, right, last time I read a whole chunk, I noticed that I cannot memorize everything. All the words are just clunky and you have problem reading, because sometimes you purposely, okay, a lot of people, this is your phone, so you put above your camera, right? Then you sometimes you read like that, right? You hope that people won't catch you reading from the above the camera, but this is a problem lah. So though you put above your camera, but people can still see your eyeballs going up and down. So when you write all these like chunky stuff, right, make sure that when you are cutting out all these like elaboration part, you already memorize it in your head, or at least you have some sort of visualization so that people can do. So storytelling, case study, sharing your own personal experience is very, 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 very handy if you need people to understand. So if sometimes you listen to podcasts, for example, or a stream, sometimes when you're listening to a podcast, sometimes they talk about facts, right? But they can't just read out facts like that. Sometimes they will talk about things that they have done. Then you can, in your head, you can visualize, you create this imagination tool lah. Because all the humans that like as humans, right, we have very strong imagination in our head. So it's actually very good. You are tapping on the psychological part of humans, that we need this kind of story or like case study to reenact for our brain. Okay, so next point. Okay, this is the tips of engaging your viewers. Important, because these are the tips that you should apply when you are doing your live stream. In fact, all three is very important. So the first tip is to ask questions. If you don't know what to ask, which is usually most of the people that tell me, you should ask questions that are either easy to understand or there is no wrong answer. So when I say there's no wrong answer, it's like, okay, imagine, okay, Singaporeans are very weird. Something that I found out through this live stream, they are very shy to ask the wrong questions. You see, even Pavma, right, actually apologized for asking questions. You don't have to be shy. You have to make sure that your audience know that they are not. It's okay to ask questions. There's no stupid question. There's just good questions only. So if you enforce that and people brainwash lah, like people get trained to ask questions, then slowly your streams will get more and more engagement, which is good because that's the whole point of doing live stream. And the point I'm trying to say is you always should ask questions so that the people can understand. So one kind of questions that are safe, right, is like who else? Okay, one good example is who else here is a trainer and coach? Could you like press 1, 2, 3, 4 on comments? There's no right or wrong answer, right? You either is a trainer or you're not a trainer. So that forces them open up a second channel for people to feedback to the person that is presenting. Or like, who else here have your breakfast already? Can you press 1 on your comments so that I know you guys had your breakfast already? You see, it's not even about the topic sometimes, but if you kind of like ask them, then they will. And I'm serious, if you haven't eaten your breakfast yet, please press 2. If you ate your breakfast yet, please press 1. So you see, when I created this channel, you are giving the permission back to the viewers to engage back to me. So people, when they're watching Facebook, right, and YouTube, I actually asked a few people about how they feel about Facebook Live and YouTube Live. They usually don't feel like they need to respond back because they're just there to listen to what the person had to say, but they don't know that they can actually respond back. So this is something that is a interesting disconnect where Facebook and YouTube actually want people to comment, but then they are not doing enough for people to make it easy. I feel like because it's very later, you have to go to comment section and press, then later you have to press send. Then I think this extra method is hard for people to step up. Then the second tip is actually engaging your viewers by name. If you can't actually engage them by name, you can actually engage them by the username. In this case, like Ush Fitness, I don't know, I forget your real name, so sorry. But because your display name is Ush Fitness, right? Or if Damien is Damien, then Pavma is Pavma, right? Try to engage them as much as you can by name. And when I talk about Pavma, then Pavma will get alerted, right? Then they are like, hey, actually I'm talking to Pavma, or hey, actually I'm talking to Damien. Because I actually engage every single comment to make them feel like I'm paying attention to them. I don't just like chant out my stuff. Your content delivery is important, but then the whole delivery has to pack with engagement. If there's no engagement to begin with, then you're doing all the live stream all wrong. Yeah, always remember to talk back to your commenters, because these are the people that you're supposed to pay attention to, because these are the people that actually need help. So I always force people to ask questions because it's very, very, very important. And of course, the last point is use easy to reply or easy instructions to do. So that's why I always tell people to use instructions like give a like, give a comment, give a share. It's much easier because it's just a press of the button. Yeah, so, Ying Ying. Okay, see, Janine answered my question, then now I can talk to Ying Ying directly. So she also feel like, it's welcome, right? So always use easy to reply, easy to do. So I have seen like Hui Fang from BBSG, when she do outreach, right? When she do her live stream, she always I'll tell people to press 1111, press 2222 to do as a comment or as a reaction. So it's a very, very good tool because pressing 111 on your keyboard is very easy, right? Pressing 111 on your phone is actually quite easy. Give me a like. Like if you feel like today you are learning a lot, please give me a like on the YouTube so that I know that you guys actually enjoy the content right now and would find it useful. And this type of request, I call it a small ask. it's good because they don't have to crack their head. It's just like, oh, like lor, and just click. See, I already received 1 like because I actually said that. So when you ask this, then people, when they are doing something, they won't feel like they are missing, they are drifting out. I don't want you to have this kind of drift out feeling. It's like, this guy is gonna chant for 2 hours. He's not gonna give facts. He's just gonna no point, right? So I want to kind of give the instant. I want to get this instant verification from you guys also. So it's like a two-way street lah. I'm purposely creating this kind of two-way street for people to feedback to me. Okay, so these are the top tips that I feel that is very, very handy if you are doing live streams. Okay, the 80-20 rule. This is something that I posted yesterday, I think on Instagram or Facebook and on LinkedIn. This morning, LinkedIn. So if you notice, there's this 80-20 rule that you actually heard it from somewhere. If you're not sure about 80-20 rule, please say I don't know on comments so that I can better, If you already know, then that's good. Share with people that I don't really know. You can write in the comments below. 80-20 rule is just like a 80% 20% rule. I think it applies on most of the things. Like how I know this 80-20 rule is from another podcast that talks about that, and it's already applied on the work that I do. So you notice 80% of the things that you do for your work is actually quite easy to do. Means like when you start a project or something, the first 80% is like very straightforward. Like you can hustle hard, but towards 20%, like you want to perfect it, right? The perfection part, you notice that it actually takes the same amount of time. You actually have to use spend a lot of time to talk to your clients, to kind of shape your things, to kind of beautify it. You notice that you spend same amount of time. So if you use 80% of the time, maybe you use 5 hours. Your 20% actually equally 5 hours. So using this kind of approach, I actually felt that it's actually applicable for live streams, because I noticed that actually 80%, this is answering Ying's inquiry, low and no engagement, right? 80% of the people actually don't really respond to you. So you see, I have 11 viewers, right? You notice there's only about 3 to 4 people that are constantly talking to me. And the few are just watching and they're not engaging. It could be technical issues, because I know sometimes YouTube, if you don't have an account, you can't comment, which I totally understand. After like 3 to 4 streams, I was like, why people don't respond to me? Then there's another 20% of people like you guys, the 3 to 4 people that actually would want to constantly have this communication. Not because you guys are obligated, it's just that you guys are more engaged. It means you guys really apply what I requested, which is full-on engagement. And this is why at the start, it's always good that you ask permission for your viewers to be ready to respond. Because sometimes when the people come in, they just want to listen. They don't want to talk. So when I tell them, you can actually get full value if you actually engage with me. You see, I think Padma will get the most value out of this whole live stream, because you are the only person that asks the most question, and I feel like you actually learn much more than people that never ask, because this engagement thing create this very valuable chain. And I believe you're writing notes. So if you are doing this engagement, then the 20% actually benefited from it, because you guys actually learn much more than people that watch. If you notice, if you don't write any notes, you just listen, you might capture a little bit of the data, but you can't really store it. But if you really ask and engage and create this dynamic, you feel like you retain your knowledge more. So it's not just value for creator, for the host, but it's actually valuable for the people that are asking. So I'm actually literally telling you what you should do. And 20% will be like your super fans. When I say super fans, it's like people that always engage. Sometimes even help you publicize, like for example Alan, I think one of my strongest fan. Thank you Janine for introducing me to him. He's been very active in the community, in the Video Marketing Academy. He's been doing all his work. He's like all over the place, and I really, really appreciate what he's doing, because he's like the role model, the rest and I think it's like a virus thing. It spreads. This kind of effect, it spreads out. Like if you see people do it, then you also get motivated and you also will do. So it's more of like nurturing the 80% to your 20% and nurturing your 20% to be hardcore fans. And in social media, it's like that, right? It's not just gaining followers, but gaining fans. So gaining fans is actually more important than gaining followers, because vanity metrics just doesn't give you anything. It doesn't give you the fulfillment that you need to do and the calling that you need to do. So try your best to convert them from 80% to the 20%. Try as much as you can to make them your super fans. And shameless plug right now with shameless music. Okay, this is actually this part that I actually have email video marketing guide, which you can actually use if you want to apply your own video marketing strategy. So this is the QR code that you could scan so that you could actually have the blueprint that I usually use for my own clients. I use all the things that I shared into this QR code. You will also be in the email list so that you can receive weekly nuggets from me personally, and you can engage with me from there. So this is another channel that I created for people that truly wants to apply video marketing techniques or marketing techniques using the power of video. So QR code is here. Do scan it. I'll just leave it there for a while and enjoy the music for a while. Okay, so once you scan it, if you missed it, then you just tell me, I'll flash it back. Okay, so this is the email, this is the 80-20 rule. Next point. Okay, so this is the basic setup, which is what you want, what you guys want to learn, right? The basic and elaborate setup. Is very, I'm trying to make sure that it's functional and easy to use, not aesthetics. I want to make sure that I put it out there. This is not an aesthetic competition. This is not where the best decor, the best background wins. It's supposed to for people to just have the idea of to set up, to start doing it. Cause like what what Ying say, overwhelming, right? There's so many elements that you are not sure. What we are trying to do, or what I'm trying to do here, is to simplify it so that you can apply straight away. That means you don't have to waste time. You might need to get a little bit of equipment and stuff like that, but I don't think there's a big hurdle lah. Just saying that equipment shouldn't be the thing that stop you from doing live streaming, because what you are sharing is a gift to people, which is important to share out. So this is the few things that I will share. Okay, so we are focusing on just the visual and the audio. You have to sound clear, you have to look clear. This is the two minimum thing you need to at least do so that you can actually start lah. Okay, the basic checklist is here. So this is like the super basic, on the glimpse of things. It shouldn't be too complex. So you need a phone or laptop or a computer with camera. It's either or lah. So it's not you have to get all three. I'm just saying that you should either get a phone. Your mobile phone can already start streaming. But for, okay, one important fact is, I think Alan asked me about YouTube, right? YouTube you can only do on your computer, live streams. You can't do it on mobile because you need like 1,000 followers or something to actually start using mobile live streams. So this is one fun fact. If you don't want to be on YouTube, it's okay. If you want to do on Facebook, then you can do mobile, you can do on computer. So usually people will want to stay on Facebook because it's more friendly lah, more friendly to on YouTube, on Facebook. But YouTube has a better quality lah. As you can see now, you are watching, it's actually quite optimized. So this is why I wanted to stay on YouTube. Then of course you need your whiteboard or a screen or even paper. Why I say that is because you need some sort of display. If you do ever pay for this software, right, you can't really flash your PDF or your image. So what I do is, I seen people do was they put a whiteboard like here, then they will write their stuff here. I think it's very handy if you are someone that you like to write, and you can show elaboration or paper. You can clip the metal, like all the paper on the whiteboard to show stuff. If this is the simplified process, so if you can't flash it, which I also share the elaborate setup that has the ability to do that. But for basic one, I'm thinking super outreach, like super easy. You can use your pen and paper and to write down. And sometimes if I'm super lazy, I'll just show like that. Then you can just show your screen and you can just like swipe lah. Like, I mean, you don't have to like create a screen, but when people can see all this, that's good enough, right? It doesn't have to be really complex. So for fitness workout, you like, oh, okay, this is the steps, then you can just like show. Okay, so you just follow, then tell them to like, screenshot this if you need. Then okay, once you're gonna start, you're gonna move around, right? You won't be like trying to ultimately you're just trying to show how the workout should look like. Then you will demo ma. So I can go from like afar lah. Then because I know you guys are fitness trainers, so or trainers by craft, you also need a microphone. And a microphone, it could be a wireless setup and it could be a wired setup. And if you are doing wired setup, I want to highlight because this is a little bit more complex. You should technically have if you are doing wireless setup, it's actually better to do Zoom, because I know you guys are doing all closed doors. It'll be better to have 2 phones if you want this to work, because I know you guys need to go very, very far. They need to talk. And you notice that if I go very far, my voice still quite okay. Like I can still be loud and clear, right? Then sometimes you want to do this workout here and there. You can swing. You can go out of frame. Then sometimes you want to go back. Then all this movement is important. And why this is the wireless setup lah. But if you want the wireless setup, you need 2 phones so that when you are moving around, you are having 2 audience. So okay, one is the host, right, which is what you are looking like the main screen. Then the other one, the phone. You should plug in another audience to go in using a mobile phone, link it to your earpiece, link it to the phone, so that this phone can converse inside the Zoom. Then you can move around with this because you're talking. Then the main camera is still pinned to that camera, so you can still move around and talk. I think that will really increase your quality in terms of the audio. I'm thinking more of a layman way so that you understand what you're talking. If you're still not sure, please write in the comments below so I can straight away address, because I know it's very hard to visualize lah. So 2 phones, 1 phone here, another phone here, link it to your earpiece, mic it up here so you can talk through. I notice a lot of trainers are doing that, because I actually ask people that does training and they tell me this is one simple way lah. Or sometimes they use 3. 1 here, 1 here, talk. The other one, you guess, is what? Slides lor. They use it for slide. So they pin it to like another audience, like a Zoom. Then they flash the slides there. But like that, you have 3 things that you have to juggle, which is a little bit more complex lah. So that's why I say sometimes you have to, if you are paying lesser or you are doing a basic setup, you lose a lot of this kind of control, which ultimately you don't want, because you'll be, wow, I have to handle this, handle that. Okay, Jenny asked a question. Let's see. Is it something like using another phone to function as a lapel? Yes, correct. If you use that, right, then yeah, use it as a lapel mic, no? Then you can talk. Because I have seen a lot of people doing that already in Zoom. But in live stream you can't. Like on YouTube you can't, unless you are doing a paid service, or paid service, which is in the elaborate setup lah. I'm thinking it functionally, so this is the basic setup. Okay, let me flash this. Okay, so wireless, right? Last week I actually introduced a setup, because wireless is actually more expensive lah, as you know. You have to pay a little bit to get more access, right, and to get more freedom, so you don't have to worry. Like I'm using this. It's called the Rode mic. It's linked to the camera for the camera, which actually can link to your phone also. Like you just need to use the right wire, then you can actually link this wireless to your phone. So I literally can walk around this space and I can do my workout without being out of range lah. Let me go to share my Safari screen with you. Rode Wireless Go. Okay, let me share this screen. Okay, wow, so small. Okay, so it's about 260 around this price lah. I know it's a bit pricey, but with this you don't have to worry about having so many phones. You can just have 1 phone, then you can just move around really. So you are buying for the convenience with better control and just using 1 user. So I'm thinking for the solution out loud lah, because this is by far the most handy investment that I ever do, but also because I'm in a production set, so I usually need this kind of wireless setup. So you are using this as a lapel, same lah, you're just using it as a lapel. So if you need the link for this, do let me know so that I can share the link with you. Yeah, but this is my wireless solution. This is the cheapest wireless solution that out in the market. Confirm plus chop. This is the wireless. There's nothing cheaper than this already, and it's the most reliable thing. This thing can last like I think 4 hours. 4 hours. I think 4 hours continuous, and it doesn't really drain the battery out. So something you can consider if you are doing a long time stream lah. Yeah. So this is just the 3 things that you need. Frankly speaking, it's just the 3 things that you need. And I hope my solutions could give you a better understanding of how it works lah. Okay, the elaborate setup. Then you're asking like, oh, okay, I have the basic setup, then why would I need the elaborate setup? Again, it's about control, it's about experience, it's about the sweet spot. Like, if you are just gonna do a normal setup, then you are basically comparing with like 80% of the live stream online. You notice that most of their streams are very echoey and stuff. Yes, the content does matter. That is the key. Content is king, right? But the experience like I have comments from other viewers that came in and say like, hey, just feel like Yen Chong stream a little bit different from the rest. It's because I want the ultimate experience. Like if I do video marketing and I feel like I'm obligated to do a little bit different, I like the approach to be more like a show, like a live show, as to compare to people just chanting out facts. So this approach is a little bit different lah. So I would want to kind of introduce why you should do a little bit more. When you improve your experience after you get your your flow right, you're able to get the effects of it lah. But the silver lining is right, as you invest more, you notice that your returns will be lesser and lesser. And this is why I only focus on two elements, which is these two, the visual and the audio. You don't care about the rest because this is ultimately live stream is all about, right? Yeah, so you will have this particular sweet spot lah, and I'm sharing you the exact sweet spot that I feel that you don't have to go too much of this already. I think you just stay at what I'm doing. I think is good enough for live stream experience. Okay, let's see. You got another question from Ronnie. Hi Yen Chong, if video production requires you to move around within a space of 10 to 15 minutes, 10 to 15 meters radius, is your suggested solution be suitable? Yes, this thing can reach about 100 meter of line of sight. When I say line of sight, is you must be able to see these two things in one spot. If you have a wall that's blocking, you might get a frequency issue. So you might hear like jagged, like interference. So make sure it's line of sight. 10 to 15 meters is short. I have short weddings with this at the back of the church, no issue. So 10 to 15 meters is easy. So this is a solution, because I know Janine told me most of the trainers here are fitness trainers, and you need this distance, you need this mobility that can help your students. If not, you are restricted to the distance between your camera and you, and we don't want the audio to get further and further, right? Like if you notice, if I walk very far, my voice is still consistent because of the wireless setup. Yeah, so I hope that answers your questions, Ronnie. Okay, so this is the elaborate setup. Slightly more complex. Do screenshot it if you need. You need a laptop. No more phones already, because I think when you do elaborate setup, you need a more stable connection. So laptop is a must, or a computer with a camera, or a webcam lah. Then you need a software. If you are a Mac, it's called eCam. I'm using eCam right now. I can't really share it because I think I'm not. It doesn't really show. Yeah, it doesn't really show me. Let me try whether I can share screen. Yeah, I can't, because when you're streaming, right, you're not allowed to share the screen or how it looks like lah. But if you have seen my intro video for live stream 101, you get to see how it runs. Like you get to see like the functions that I can do. Like I can play music. I can change screen. I can do intro. I can flash the slides. I can do like the email listing. So all this you can do on eCam. If you are a Windows user, there's StreamYard. Okay, for eCam, right, you got 14 days free. If you are a Mac user, please utilize it. You can scan the QR code. You can get 14 days free because it's like a free trial if you are going through this link. So you get a free trial. I want to make sure that you actually get the hang of it first, have a feel. For StreamYard, I don't have, because I don't have a Windows computer, but I've seen a lot of people using it, and I think it's quite straightforward. But you have limited function if you're using free. StreamYard is free. Something that I think a lot of people will hear, but then again, I hear people complain about the limitations of having free. Again, paying a little bit more does help your stream a little bit. So I don't want you to, because you want to save a little bit, just to milk the system. Live stream rewards people that do a little bit more, make your stream just a little bit different from the rest of the tribe. But if you are Windows, please feel free to use StreamYard. I think by far the best. Not as good as Ecamm, shameless plug because I use it. But that's the software that we use. So I won't go through the software because of time limit. I will only go through for people that paid for the course because I think they have more time with me. But Ecamm is quite idiot-proof one. If you want me to go through Ecamm in future streams, do comment because I don't know how many people are using Windows, how many people are using Mac, so I might not have all the target audience that I want. But if there's a lot of comments that need me to cover Ecamm only, just going through the software and how you could you fully utilize if you are subscribing it, I will do one live stream for that. But today is just too short, I can't do. So next, wireless or wired solution microphone. In this case, your wired can be directly to your laptop, then that's okay. If it's wireless, again, the Rode Wireless Go is your solution to link it to your computer or your laptop. It is the same. It applies across the board. It's so functional. That's the way to go. Okay, so that's your audio. Then of course the last one is licensed music. So all these waiting music that you listen through are all licensed music. It's through this page called Epidemic Sound. And Epidemic Sound gives you one month free. If you scan the QR code, you get to download unlimited in your library until the 1 month limit is up. You need to pay. I think it's like 12-13 bucks a month. I use it for all my video production. Why I want you to do licensed music is because I'm not milking on the 1 month thing. I want to use licensed music because if you use like non-licensed music, not free music, you will get struck down by YouTube or Facebook. And that is where your video might get strike out. So 3 strike on YouTube, you are out, you are banned. So you shouldn't use not licensed music. I think it's also like a fair trade because the music takes time to create, and as an artist and a creator, I think they did their best to create the best music for you. I think it's okay to pay a little bit just for the experience. And you notice that a lot of Zoom sessions and stuff, they don't use that and they abuse it. They use YouTube to play the music. I just felt like it's a bit messy because you have to open Safari and stuff. And it's not genuine because if you're gonna use it for future streams, you might get strike out because of that. That's why I say the repurpose, a lot of people are not repurposing their live stream because there are so many golden nuggets that I shared that could be repurposed in future shares, which they're not utilizing enough. So live stream music, do scan the QR code if you want to try out the 1 month free. I think it's very handy. Even the sound effect, wow, all these are all from Epidemic Sound. I really appreciate them creating music every single week. Okay, Ronnie asked another question. How about royalty music fee? Where do you give credit or a minimum dollars to use? Royalty free music you can use, but the quality usually is like okay, pardon my language, like shit. You can still give credit if they allow you to give credit, but there's so much things that you have to do. You have to purposely find them, you have to ask them, email them to ask. I did ask a few, sometimes I feel like some songs are really good but not in the licensed platform, I will email them. But to get them to reply and acknowledge, you notice that most of the royalty-free music, and technically it's not royalty-free, they're just giving you the permission to do so. Yeah, because in the production we don't call it royalty-free, it's called licensed music. Both free and non-free, they are licensed music. It's just that they give you the license to do so. But I pay for the music because the music really adds up the quality. So I'm just saying that if you want to make it more elaborate, it will be better that if you pay for it. And this is why if you notice that a lot of movies, when they do like blockbuster movies, they hire orchestra to do the music, right? Because they want more control. Having this control really emphasize on the quality. I think it's also because my own wish to up the quality for you guys as a viewer. So I think a lot of people always want to get the cheap things out of life. They want to do this, they want to do like a free, they want to save costs, want to save this, you want to save that. But end up, it will be like the 80%, 90% of the people that do live stream that doesn't really give value. And I noticed, okay, I remember what Ronnie told me, I think 2 weeks ago or the week before. You told me why the experience from this stream is very different from other streams. It's because I'm doing all these elements, the engagement, the technicalities, the sound, the effects, all these are part of the experience. And if you don't have this whole elaborate setup, then you're doing it wrongly. Then you might as well go back to the basic setup. Then you don't have to worry about, you can save money on this, save money on that. You can do that. It's the same effect. I'm just saying that doing this elaborate setup enhances your quality to that next level that we are looking for lah. You can choose not to do the elaborate setup. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm just saying that this is an option that I feel that is the best. It's like the sweet spot where you have both control of everything and you can deliver quality content. Okay, so there's more. So prepping of live streams and repurpose of live streams, there's a lot of things that I need to cover, but I can only cover in the 6-week course because I have more time with the students. And this is why I need to introduce this part to you guys. I can't cover every single thing because the 1 hour is up. In fact, a little bit burst the time and I apologize for that. So why this course? Because you are going more in depth. I'm going more slow to pace the learning curve. And so that I can pace with you, because if you notice that I'm like chanting so fast, so right now it's because we only have 1 hour and Jenny only gave me 1 hour. So no more, then the next thing is because there's no more second guessing. I don't want you to kind of like test it out, try this, try that, then later you spend so much time, so much effort, then you get the wrong strategy and doing it wrongly. So no point, right? Then you also feel burnt out because you feel demoralized, you don't feel like doing it, you always feel like, I won't get it one. Then like, low or no viewers, then you're like, don't feel like doing. So this course is actually for people that have zero experience or online presence, really want to convert offline to online. I've been doing it for my clients since COVID started all the way until now. So I already kind of have a sense of like the different industries, and for solopreneurs that have tried online marketing, no results, no viewers, creating tons of content but no one watch. Like the whole point of like doing online content, it's important, but then you don't feel but you can't create consistently. Then end up you feel burned out of all the content. Then you headache about the following week what you should do. Then you feel like you got this social media guilt. Like next week I don't have content. Then I feel bad not posting. Or I have this event that I want to promote, but I don't have the energy or the time to do it. So this is more of like a process that I'm kind of giving you lah. Then of course, this is like a slight glimpse of the 6-week course. Is more of like 6 weeks what I'll be going through. So there'll be core modules, be planning modules, the understanding and hands-on, copywriting, which I'm actually getting a proper speaker to talk about copywriting and what are the strategies. So I'm paid using whatever you guys are paying to pay for all these subscription to get people to really come and talk. So to give like a master class. Digital marketing class and video presentation and live stream. So this is the week 6 part that I'm actually sharing. There are more, but then we can't do it because of this 6-week course. Okay, so usually is this, the pilot project I'm giving is $180 because I wanted to only aim for 5 students, but I already have 3 sign up, so I only left 2. So this pilot setup is just to try out because technically this is my first, disclaimer, this is my first coaching class. I want to give the best to the first batch of people. So the next batch I want to increase because I think to give even more value, I cannot just get this amount because I think paying speakers are actually quite expensive. Technically I'm supposed to pay like I think $300 plus for my partner that is copywriting because that's how much he's worth. He's so good that that's how much it's worth. But then I told him this is a pilot project, so I managed to haggle a little bit to get a cheaper rate. But to get him to speak is an honor lah. So next batch I have to increase to compensate them, the speakers, more lah, so that I can get more value into this 6 weeks program. Okay, so I will make sure that it's risk-free. So this is 100% refund for people that really do all the work for 6 weeks. They already had the video out, but then there's like no result. If you show the proof that you've done the work, it's 100% refund, no questions asked. They're really refunding to you. I left 2 slots, technically 1 slot because I have still got more students that want to pay but haven't paid. But please scan this QR code if you are interested in the course. Again, I re-emphasize this is not a course. This is a course plus the community plus the coaching because you are joining this academy group like Alan did, like Shirley did. I think they are both not here. But anyway, this is like a whole experience that I'm trying to give you. And the sign up form is right here. I left 2 slots. I will stop the sign up by 30th of July because the class actually starts August 7th and I'm not going to take in any more students anymore after that because I want to focus on these 5. I want to put 5 is because it's easy to talk to the 5 people and my capacity is only that much. So I want to make sure that I give 100% attention to every single student. And this is why they have, inside this course, there will be coaching calls. There will be self-coaching, like group coaching and individual coaching. Before the class start, I actually require them to book a schedule with me to understand the case study with each student so that when I'm teaching, I can actually give them more specific to their niche so that they can apply to their own business. I don't want to just like churn out information like this because it's not available enough. So I want to kind of give more value to the people that are looking for such help lah. So again, this is the QR code. I'm just going to flash it for another 10 seconds. Screenshot it if you need it. Can consider it before 30th of July, and I will start my class proper, premium proper at 7 August. Once the first 2 people that came in, or like the first 2 people that came in through this QR code, I will stop the registration already to be more fair to the people that are already in the course. Okay, so the updates about this live stream is about, I'm gonna end already. This is like the last stream that I'm gonna do before I take a little break because I wanted to pay attention to the class, right? I want to put the time applying this live stream in for them. So I will take like 2 weeks break, but meanwhile I'm looking for co-host or a guest speaker to be in subsequent live stream with me. So I won't be talking throughout, like Janine getting me to speak on behalf of Fitness SG. Same approach. I need a guest speaker that could complement video marketing. So if you have any guests in mind that I would be like helping them, please let me know so that we can help each other. Padma asked what is the timing going to be like. Timing is going to be 7 August. Currently is in the morning. I think it's 10. I did check again, but I think it's 10 to 12 for now. 7 August, 10 to 12. The timing is really depends on the 3 people that are already paid. So it's based on their timing. And for people that cannot attend during that timing, I will send the personal link again, like what we covered in the Zoom, to send to you guys again so that you guys can watch like an encore lah. Like what Glenn did, like people that cannot attend, they actually send a private link. So same for this, I will want to send a private link so that you won't miss out any single thing. Main thing, right, actually is not just the details of the course. Main thing is actually the coaching. I need the personal call so that I can actually give more valuable advice and not the general advice. Because general advice you can literally find online. That's not the point. The whole point is to have this engagement. Talk to you guys, strategize. So again, any guest speaker I would really love to have a conversation with you guys. Then of course, after 2 weeks, I will resume back the live show again. But the show will be more podcast related. It will be more conversational rather than having this one-to-one, like this live stream face-to-face thing. So let me know what are the pain points that you guys are facing in terms of marketing or video marketing or business, or what I should cover next. I would really appreciate that you guys spend some time to tell me what's the thing that you guys are struggling so that I could help you better advise on all these tips so that when I create, it's more towards for you and not for me. Yeah, because ultimately it's for you guys. So yeah, this marks the end of the podcast live. Let me pop back Janine again. Let me see how to pop her back. Boop. Okay, you are back.
Hello. Hi everybody. Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us today, and once again thank you to Yen Song for giving us his time, sharing his knowledge, the tips on how to do live streaming, how to engage your audience and all. And really honored that Yen Song agreed to do this, for one more time, even though he had to go for a break to focus on his class. So a huge thank you from Fitness SG, and to the community. Also, thank you so much for joining us. I think it really speaks a lot that you give like more than an hour of your time to come and enrich yourself and also to be together with us. From Fitness SG, we are continuing to roll out these webinars for the next couple of weeks for free as well for the time being. So do join us. But wait, before I tell Koyo about the next webinar, I also wanted to say something that I learned today. So if you notice, my video when I first came on this morning was blur, and now it's clearer, right? That's because my camera was not clean. So
Oh,
I think
no.
that is one key thing that we also need to take note of the technicalities. It's clean your camera and make sure you have a clear view. I think it goes a long way in the experiences. Yeah. So if I can trouble Yan Tong to help me
Yep.
pop in the next webinar info.
Yep. Now it's on screen.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So our next webinar that we are doing from Fitness SG will also be another guest speaker series. So Nazrin Dawood, he is a web designer and web expert. He has his own firm as well. So and he has also very generously volunteered his time to engage with us in the Fitness SG community. So if you would like to join this webinar, please scan the QR code or go to the website. For the fitness instructors, I will be posting this in the chat group as well. Yeah, so what we are giving you here is really not just about technical stuffs about training. It's really all kind of resources that you can potentially utilize to help you elevate your business or to help you look at different channels on how you can get other income streams. And having a website, having a web presence, some people say, now you have Facebook and social media is not important. But personally, I think having a website validates who you are. Having good landing pages helps you to bring in quality leads. And, after this session, the subsequent webinars, we will also be talking about sales funnels and what are the components and how to go about generating your leads. Okay, so see you at the next webinar. Thank you, Yan Tong. Thank you, everybody, once again. See you guys again. For the next webinar, even those who are not in the fitness industry, you want to join us, take a screenshot. You're more than welcome to join us. Okay, do register because the link will only be sent to you after registration. Right, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Janine. Let me pop this at the right side of the screen, and this. If you have learned something today, please feel free to let me know what's the one thing that you learned and could apply for your next live stream. And do share with me your own live stream when you are ready to churn out. We're very excited to kind of see each and every one of you actually apply the live stream thing, and please let me know in the comments below. I will just flash the outro, and this marks the end of the live stream show. Okay, yep, this actually marks the end. Thanks Damien for, say thanks, no problem, Melissa, no problem, Pavma, no problem, Ying Ying. Yep, so if you have anything, I will share the link about the about planning your content through Janine, and she'll just share across the board lah. Yeah, so see you.